Sound the horns. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, man, in my post at work, on my little break, and I see a guy walking by, and he says, well, if you take the dick out of your mouth, maybe you can answer my questions. Or, take the dick out of your mouth and answer my questions. Either one is blatantly disrespectful, you know? But, if that's what's going on, I don't think that's what was going on. But you know, when your ego gets the best of you, so that led me to want to give my opinion to men or women that, have that problem being triggered like that. As you can tell by the title, how to know when it's time to break up or leave your partner. Now, there's many reasons, you know, and saying things is always the reason we allow things to go for a while, usually the longest, you know, and I call it a gateway thing, you know. Like cigarettes lead to smoking weed leads to smoking other drugs, you know. Drinking leads to this, and then kissing leads to touching, leads to kissing, kissing leads to sex. It's the natural order. And I remember in my youth, and you too, man, and even when now, I've just gotten better at it, is what I'm trying to say, is recognizing the red flags or whatever, right? And that is the beginning of the end for me. Because I'm a verbal person, I'm a mental person, and I know of the dangers of letting someone chip away at your confidence or your looks or your status, or, you know, and it leads to that shit. You know, being accused of doing things you ain't doing. Or if you are doing them, you know, either or. If he's right, then he should know it's time to go. If you're calling a girl and you're thinking she's with somebody else, why are you arguing with her? She's with someone else right now. And you know, get it? And you're on the phone trying to convince her not to do the thing she's been planning to do permanently anyway. She just doesn't know how to tell you because you're gonna act crazy and say, get the dick out of your mouth. Like you forgot that's what probably happened, how you got her. You know, wise older man once told me, how you get them is how you lose them. And that's why I'm glad I found the Lord. And he made me realize you're not allowed to take people's girlfriend. It's wrong. Especially somebody's wife. Now, if these aren't clear signs of you not actually liking a person, like a lot of people, you gotta realize, I always go like this. Would you talk like that to your enemies? The same way you talking to me. you know? Once you reach a level of talking to me more disrespectful than you'll talk to your enemies, then I'm not your enemy no more. I'm worse than your enemy. I'm your fucking punching bag. Cause you know what your enemy would do to you if you said that shit to their face. They gonna get at you. Or they gonna say shit back. One way or another, they gonna get at you. Right? And then you calculate, cause we all know when we're our partners, if you don't like somebody, got beef with somebody, you're going to talk about that person to your partner. Now, women are usually the ones to call this out, you know what I mean? But I'm one that I believe everything can be used both ways. You're not just gonna call me out and say, you ain't talk to that nigga like that last night. See how deep them niggas was? There was like 2, 3 of them. What are you talking about? I was getting jumped, definitely. I know how to play my role. When Debo around, I know how to shut up. Now when I catch that motherfucker by himself and you're not with me, because I'm actually thinking of you, and I know that they hit bitches too. So you with me, and when I would have fought him, they would have rocked your little dumb ass too. For me trying to be your man and be tough. That's a sign to leave a woman too. Always challenging your authority, and you gotta prove your toughness. You're gonna prove your toughness right to jail or right in that grave. Now, back to, you know how your partner talks to the enemy. Some will say things, you know? Some will do things. You don't want them to really do things, go to jail, but, you know, if you're willing to talk to me because you love me and you're angry at me, but you're willing to talk to me like you won't talk to them, you won't talk to them like that over the phone. You won't call them out their names, all types of bitch niggas and bitches, and you won't do it because they're going to know what the consequences are. You see, that's a reality check. That's for the person for you and the person with. When they cross those lines and you're like, yo, you wouldn't even do your enemies like this. So that means you don't have no type of respect for me. Because it's confirmation. You obviously respect your enemy's power. You don't have respect, love for them, but you respect what they could do to your ass if you do this too much, and you won't. So when I'm with a chick and you're fucking going crazy on me, you're done. You're done. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not having to fuck, because one, I'm going to win the argument. It always goes from a truth to let's see who can make fun of each other the most. I'm going to rip you to shreds. I'm always going to win those. I can't be beaten with that. Why? Because, you know, I had a lot of training on people doing that shit to me. And the things y'all attack are the things I don't care about anymore, you know? And the things that I do care about, more than likely, you know, it's going to sting you. When I bring the hammer of the Lord, the sword, start poking you up, you know? Most people argue with a truth and a lie. You know, like, you ain't tough, you a pussy, super pussy ass nigga. Right there, shorty, if you think I'm super pussy and all that, you just right there declared you don't want to be with me no more because I can't protect you. So right there, man, when a woman tells you a pussy ass nigga and alright, well then the main reason for any woman to choose a man is because she feels protected around you. You know, she feels safe. So if you don't feel safe verbally and physically, then I don't need to be your man. For women, if you don't feel safe verbally around your chick, meaning if you can't tell her things without her telling her friends and everything, if you can't tell her things and then she throws that fucking same thing in your face, your weakness or something, your loss or something, then come on, dog, that's what your enemy does. When you lost in front of everybody and you felt like you couldn't continue, But you got back into whatever it is, your job, your game of life, your basketball, whatever, right? And you cheered yourself on. She's supposed to be there. She ain't supposed to be reminding you, oh, you what about blah blah? But I'm your girl, aka you a loser ass nigga, and I'm your loser ass queen. Maybe you losing because you ain't got a good help mate. You're Batman, dog. Batman took L's, and he took L's because of his team. And what happened when them niggas wasn't doing shit right? He let them go. And niggas was softy. Why can't we use the cowl no more? Because you think this shit's a game, nigga. You want a break. You want children. You want to do other shit. Nigga, we superheroes. Nigga, this is what we do around the clock. All day, every day, baby. You know what I mean? And then, what happened? Confirmation. He let niggas back in because he love them, and they started doing shit on their own and almost died. And he lets niggas back in, then one of them died. And then now he got to feel bad like, damn, man. Told these niggas this shit's to the death. Now these niggas is mad because the rules, I don't want to kill nobody. They telling me I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Because I believe in the word of God, and he said, don't be out there killing people. All right. Anyway, so when you find yourself in these little arguments, you know what I mean? Having a difficult relationship and a bad relationship is two different things. Can you have a difficult relationship and get into these little things? And yeah, it's called growing with each other, and you obviously are a little immature in that area, so start thinking about and working on that, and then your shit just be difficult. It won't be a bad relationship. A bad relationship's when you don't even acknowledge it. You just can't even see you's doing. You know how many people I watch do this shit, and I'll be like, yo, why the fuck y'all don't break up? You talk to this person like they're the worst person in your life, and you stay with them. That makes you a fucking idiot. You ever be with somebody that you're a dummy, you're this, why can't you make more money? Why can't you be this and it? Listen, you being with me is slowing you down, obviously, shorty, because I'm good where I'm at. If I let your ass go, I got a lot more money in my motherfucking pocket. Now, don't I? You know what I mean? Just like chicks sound the horns. Just like chicks, when chicks be confirmation, they be the one doing their thing. You know, and it be the other way around. It don't matter either way. Sound the horns. Because you know I'm yin and yang. I know that men and women are in these positions. And, you know, you only get so much time. And what I've realized about this world is no matter what level you on, you're rich or not, right? You're gonna stress about things. You're gonna have problems. So no one is exempt from my father because he's the one that controls that, right? So that means, what are we all trying to get? Happy moments with people. So the only way to do that is to know the ones that are not doing things right and remove them. Some people can come back, some people can't. But it's all about what level you're on and what level they're on.